That bloody gnat from that snacker's yard, he stole it. He come down one day, just put his head in, and then I didn't even notice, and then it's gone. So let's follow the same system we normally do. Let's just put fuel through this carb and make sure it doesn't spill. So keep your eye out on the floor, because it's a brand new carb. We don't know how well it's been put together or anything. That's fuel flowing. And this battery's a little bit dud, but let's see if it fires and will idle at this stage. As always, let's give it a minute or two. I've got the choke. I don't know if the choke's on or off. The choke is down, which I believe is off. But I'll have to check my own video to double check that. At the moment it sounds good. Idle's a little bit high, but it sounds smooth. Let's check the throttle response. Quarter, half, whoa, full. Oh, that's running beautifully, guys. Honestly, you can feel it on the throttle. That's running really well. I don't want to adjust the idle too much until it's settled a touch. But it can go a little bit lower, and actually it's not that high anyway. There you go. At the moment this seems spot on. I don't have any concerns right now. What I would like to do is drop the oil and put fresh in. That's definitely a possibility. I think not only is this bike going to look stunning, I think it's going to run really well. I've actually bought some petrol proof lacquer from Halfords. I found the new one, that actually. Nat, you might have used it, but let me know. I'm going to show you in a minute. I found a new one. It says it's petrol proof. It was from Halfords. I know you don't like Halfords paints, but my aim is to get a Halfords sponsorship one day, so I'm going to keep saying good things. But yeah, I'm going to put some black on the paint and some lacquer, and I think I'm going to do the front mud guards. But I'm also going to just tidy this up a bit, make sure the airbox is secure, make sure that you know, everything's nipped up, done, dusted, secure. I need to order the bung. That bloody gnat from that snacker's yard, he stole it. He come down one day, just put his head in, and then I didn't even notice, and then it's gone. What kind of game is he playing? I'm so pleased, guys. I have to be honest. I'm really pleased. I think the bike's running great. I'd love to get it out on the road, but instead I'm going to be painting the tank. Okay, so let me take you off the stand. At this stage, it's kind of fine tuning. I'm going to put an exhaust bracket on here, a proper one. Although I don't mind them, they're quite cool if I cut off the excess. Side panels can go on. Any little bits of neatening up now is the time. Again, I want to secure the air box. It's probably cable ties because it's just a little bit out of its original position. I've already put a clip on the air box here so that it won't pull off, because we don't want that. Now it's nitty-gritty tidying up, basically. Anything you see, if it's a little bit rusty, clean it, put some WD on it, get it sorted. I remember, was it this one, was the back brake a bit weak? I mean, they always are on these double systems. They were always a little bit useless. In the past, I convert them. I go back to a single banjo, so I take away the system to the front. But hopefully, with a little bit of bleeding, this one will be okay. Right, do I need to put a bolt through there? I don't know what's happened there. I'll chuck a bolt through that. It's not snapped in there, is it? Looks like it might be, actually. Let me have a look at that. But for now, yeah, I'll throw the side panels on to help secure the battery, or I'll put something across. Can't remember where the regulator was sitting. I'll get that seated. Tank, I'm going to order a tank. Just no point messing around. This one's fine just to put on today. I'm just putting it in the sun. I can just put this on today to kind of have the bike look normal, but I got a bit sick of, look, you can see the ruin. And actually, a part of me wants to throw fuel over it and get the old rough, or get some sandpaper on it, rough it up so that it looks, you know, down to its original, vintage it, and then clear coat over it. Part of me wants to do that, and the other part of me wants to just buy a fresh black shiny gloss tank. So little bits and pieces, side panels on for now, nip and tuck anything and everything I can. Good, we're in a good position here. Things like this, look at the back, look, light's a little bit loose, just nip that up, making sure it's all good. I could even put some, I've got some edging strip at home, could even put some edging strip around there to neaten that up, although it's not a huge issue. Now I've just thrown the tank on. Question is, should I clear it with its distressed look? I've kind of papered it, made it look old and distressed. You can see on the edgings. Mainly, remember, I've got the covers for here, so they don't count, they'll be covered. Should I clear? Let me know in the comments what you think. We can go shiny black, or we can clear what we've got. Do the same at the front, distress it down a bit, clear it. The sides won't work as well because they're plastic. That tank's not seated properly, by the way, guys. It's not in its, it's not it would be lower, it'd be flatter, but it's sitting on top. I think I'm going to clear it, and I may even sand back some of the clear a little bit. I just need it to be petrol resistant, don't I? I think I'll pop the front mud guard off and do the same thing, distress it a bit and clear it. Yeah, I think it makes sense. Let me know. I'm going to clear it anyway, but let me know in the comments what you think the best kind of idea for this bike is. I quite like the old kind of distressed, old looking look, if that's what you're aiming to achieve. But if you want a nice, shiny, decent looking bike, then this isn't going to achieve that, is it? I'll have a think about it. For now, I need to pull out a couple of bikes. I think I'm at a standstill. I don't know. Part of me wants to get it out and try it, but I also know it's going to be fine. I'm at a bit of a standstill. For 130 quid, I can have a front mudguard and a tank in shiny black. And if you look at the rest of the bike, it would kind of do its thing, or at least the tank, and maybe matte black the front mudguard. maybe I need to get the front mudguard off and see what I'm working with there. Okay guys, so I was thinking about it, and if we're looking at the kind of textured rough look anyway, then nothing more on the tank needs to happen. I've just been playing with the fuel lines because it's a massive at the top and a very small at the bottom, so I need to chuck some fuel in here and pray that it sits in there and does what it's meant to do. And if I'm lucky, I might get to test this quickly today. But look at it in its entirety. Come on, head up. In its entirety, it's a pretty cool bike, I think. It's got a really nice look to it. It'd be nice for me to get it out there though and see a couple of things: what the electrics are like, what it rides like, how bad the rear brake is in regards to the dual setup system, how to lose the front system. To be fair, if it's separate, it won't matter. You just take this line off. Single banjo on the back. We'll work all that out, but let's see. I'm going to chuck some fuel in. The first thing we're looking at is, will it hold fuel? You know, that's the main thing. In fact, fuel's in there. Is fuel in there? I need to kind of pile it up, see if it will hold fuel. I think I might put an inline fuel tap on this one for, you know, longevity. If anyone's interested in this bike, obviously after I've test run it, and I always prefer to MOT my bikes before they go, but if anyone's half interested, do contact me. You might get a cheap little bike here, but I do want to get on it, see how it runs and rides, see how MOTable it is, etc. So, fuel. So currently the indicators are good, the horn is good, but there's no front or rear light, but the brake lights are good. So I don't know what's happened there, but I'm going to give it a quick spin. Right, let's see if we ride okay. If it's not bad, then I'll do a GoPro run next week. Honestly, it rides really, really well. Absolutely spot on. Throttle's a bit weird. It feels like it's not carb related. It's more up here. I think it's broke because, you know, when you can turn back, like the stop has gone or something, and that really annoys me because I think it puts slack in the systems, so it stops it. I mean, look, there's your full throttle. That's fine, but there's something about that extra there, and it's not just about taking it out through adjustment. Actually, it's about, normally there's a stopper up here or something, and that's not happening. So that's just a little bit annoying, but not terrible. Another thing that's annoying, and this isn't about this being broken, it's that the closeness there, look, when I put my foot on, it's really hard to get, look how much further my foot is. So you've got to really tuck back to get under there. I would need a slightly longer one, or tap that one out a little bit depending on who's coming. If you had bike boots on, that'd be a right pain, but I remember seeing that on a review as well. Anyway, that rear brake system, it's working absolutely fine, but they're all like that when they're joint to the front. They have a lot of travel. It's normal. It's something you do just have to kind of except actually, if I'm being honest. So actually good. I really kind of hammered it over the speed bumps a little there because I want to see, you know, if anything's going to shake loose. I want it to shake loose now. I also want to know that I'm storing fuel and holding fuel, which at the moment I am. So that's good news. Wouldn't go into neutral easily, but there, so I think that's neutral now. I think the revs are up a little bit. I'll drop them, that'll help it get into neutral. So yeah, I think we're there really in regards to the main bulk of this bike. I'll put the side panels back on. I don't really know what the plan is now for this, because it is just kind of doing... Oh yes, I mean, I've got to get the lights on and working. I think for me, let's get it on and working, the lights, and I'll throw it up for sale at a very reasonable price. There's no point messing around, holding it for too long, waiting for 2 months, fresh tanks and all of that. It's ready. It's ready for someone as a cheap bike to get them out there on the roads. It's had these bits and pieces done. It's probably more reliable than the EFI model off the shelf. So I think that's probably the plan. But I do need to check the lighting. I'm sure they've been on in the past. I think there used to be a switch here, so there might be something going on in here. Otherwise, there might be something going on here. But it's the rear and the front, and the rear brake light is working, so that's what makes it interesting. So, what's left? What's genuinely left on this bike? Let's be honest. It needs a new throttle grip. This one's broke. That will make sense why it's been bodged as well. You can see it's all snapped. That's why it wasn't feeling nice. The cable doesn't seem overly right, but it is. But it seems like it needs more adjustment in it. There should be, I mean, first of all, look, the end shouldn't be like that. And then there should be, that should be taken out really, as in slack. But it is usable. Honestly, not a huge issue at all. Not an issue at all. What do we need really for this bike to finish? If we were going down the ideal route, front mud guards like 20 or 30 quid, tanks like 80 quid, probably needs a new battery, 30 quid, needs a new grip, 15 quid. So the bike kind of technically would owe me them parts really, new oil bung. Kind of, yeah, technically them parts, but would probably sell what, 750 with the 362. There's no logbook for this one. 362 form, 750, 800 quid, riding beautifully, which it does. That you know, it does. Cool. I haven't worked out the lighting yet, the rear and the front. There was no lighting switches in there. It's not a huge issue. At worst, you just have to wire them on full time. Basically, run 2 wires to any power wire that comes on when the ignition's on, and that'll bring them back. High beam's easy to add to that system, so the wiring's not an issue at all, and the fact that the brake light's working shows that there's something there. And that's kind of it. But the main thing we did, and we proved it could be done, and it's done well, and actually you get a lot more power out of the upgraded carb. I'd probably, if you want a bit more performance, I'd upjet, but these CGs, they spit out, you know, 100 miles to the gallon in this setup, so I'd probably stick with this setup. It's kind of the best of both worlds. It's not stupidly overpowered. It's not stupidly underpowered like the EFI original was. It's a great in-between, so I'm very happy with this setup. And it wasn't costly. The carb was 20 quid. The manifold was 15, and it's the original airbox. Cable was maybe 8 or 9 quid. So ultimately, the conversion for yourselves, if you've already got a great-looking bike, is not too much at all. I think that's it for today. It's a lovely, beautiful Sunday. As always, thanks for watching. Let me know if anyone's interested in the bike. We can look at selling it as it is and you finish off the last bits and pieces, or we can look at me finishing it off and getting the MOT and stuff. Obviously the prices will differ depending on what we're looking at. If anyone's interested in a fairly immaculate mint tuned Vespa 300cc, do let me know. You'll get a great deal. Honestly, 2.5 to 3 grand they're selling for at the moment anyway. And I'm kind of up at around 2.5, but obviously we can do a deal.